Laura, what were you doing on the waterfront that night?
Looking at the ships.
Any reason?
Just looking.
What happened?
I started to walk.
Where?
Nowhere.
What about the car? Did you see it before it came at you?
It was too late to run.
Did you see the car?
Yes.
You remember anything about it?
It was coming right at me.
Do you think it was deliberate?
I think so.
Do you know anybody who would want to harm you?
No. But he did it.
Who's he?
The man.
He was a man. Do you know who he was?
Never saw him before.
Well, do you know what he looked like?
Is it possible that he could have been tall and had very strange, intense eyes?
Excuse me, Luke.
Captain, just a minute, please.
Please, I want to be in on this. Now, remember, you yourself asked for official help, so let me handle it. Laura, I'm Captain Bert Ramsey of the Port Charles Police Department. To begin with, I'm going to ask you some personal questions. I know your first name is Laura. Would you tell me your last name, please?
Solwald.
Solwald. Is that S-U-L-W-A-L-D? Now, where do you live here in Port Charles?
I don't live in Port Charles.
Oh? Well, then where do you live?
On a farm. Outside of Port Charles.
Mm-hmm. Now, could you tell me just... what were you doing here in Port Charles?
Visiting.
Any special reason?
Boats. I like to walk by the water.
Did your family know that you were coming here to Port Charles?
No.
Well, I assume the hospital has notified them that she's here?
Yeah. Look, Captain, I think if I...
Please, I'm handling it my way, Luke.
Can we please just ask her one simple question?
Well, first tell me, what is the question?
We need to know if she knows any man by the name of D. Gray.
Did you hear that, Laura? Do you know a man by the name of D. Gray?
D. Gray?
That's right.
Yes.
No.
You've never heard of him?
He's very tall, and he's got dark hair and piercing eyes.
Piercing eyes?
Yeah, do you know who that is?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
Would you like to rehearse some more?
I can't keep my mind on anything except Luke's phone call.
That's obvious enough.
What?
It seems to me, Robert, that every time that we are supposed to be together, you seem to be someplace else.
Look, do you resent the time I spent looking for Laura?
Are you kidding, Robert? Laura was my best friend.
Well, then,
I only wish there was something else that I could do to help.
well, then what is it?
It wouldn't do any good.
Come on, look, something's wrong. Let's talk to me.
I miss Laura.
We all do.
I know, but I never knew anybody like her, Robert. I've never had a woman that I could honestly call a friend. I mean, she used to talk to me. I mean, she used to talk to the real me, you know, like, not like this plastic, la-di-da person that most of my friends see.
I can understand that.
Can you really? If you could, you know how I'm hurting inside, Robert.
About Laura.
That's part of it.
You feel responsible.
How did you know?
Well, I'm not totally insensitive, but listen, you're wrong to feel that way.
Well, if I hadn't introduced her to Mickey in the first place, she would never have gotten Miss Star Eyes. And if she hadn't gotten Miss Star Eyes, she'd never gone to New York, and she'd still be here with us. I just feel so guilty about it, Robert. I mean, like there's something I should have done to protect her.
Well, each of us in his own way feels responsible for what happened to Laura.
I miss not having a friend.
But I'm your friend, love.
Are you really?
Yeah. We've been through a lot together. A lot. Everybody needs a friend. Well, how are you feeling now?
I'm exhausted.
Too tired to rehearse again?
Robert, I'm not tired physically.
Emotionally?
I'm drained.
What else is bothering you?
Everything, Robert.
Well, your career?
Well, yes. My career, I think it's probably washed up by now. And I don't think the Cassadines have anything to do with it. I think it's just me. I spend all my time seemingly worrying about men. There was Victor, and now there's you. And I just kind of let my career get shelved for a while, and I just sailed off into the sunset.
You'll always be beautiful.
Is that enough?
Not for what?
For you.
Hey. Now, how did the subject of me creep into the conversation?
Robert, that's what's bothering me most of all.
Me?
Well, you and me, our relationship. I kind of see that slipping away, too.
Come on, you're being ridiculous.
Oh, come on, Robert, think about it.
What's to think about?
Would you give me a chance, please?
All right. I'm thinking.
Okay. Now think back to the time where we first met.
When I was picking Victor's pocket for the formula?
No. When we really first met. We were on the island, remember? And we were coming down the pathway, and we were running so fast I almost knocked you over. And we were both scared to death.
Yeah. That was quite a moment.
Mm-hmm. Especially the time when your eyes locked mine. There was a lot of electricity there, Robert. There was a lot of fire.
I've been on my own a long time then, Tiffany. I really wanted you.
Do you still want me now?
Of course I do.
Do you really, Robert?
Yeah. Luke.
What are you, going for the psychic act?
Yeah. That too. Listen, I've been going crazy wondering what you learned from this accident victim.
Nothing.
Oh, hell.
What's wrong, Robert?
Nothing.
Oh.
But look, the witness swore up and down that she'd been hit on purpose. The girl was hit on purpose.
Yeah, well, and Laura Solwald, I think that's her name. That's the victim. She swears that the car was aiming right for her, but she doesn't know anything about a D. Gray. Not the name or the description.
So she knows nothing about what happened to our Laura.
No, and she can't help Jackie with what happened to her sister either.
Well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah, look, we're going to go over to Kelly's and drown ourselves in coffee. Do you and Tiffany want to come along?
On our way.